Hey guys, it's Cole from TCG Cardcast, and today I'm bringing you my Cyber Dragon deck profile. Let's get started with this. So I figured I would let you guys know why we're doing Cyber Dragons today. Last week, or I guess it's this week for me, but for you guys it's last week because this is going up on the It's going up on the 11th. So last week, from this video, Yugi No, Yugi Jesus, the king of cyber dragons, whatever you want to call him, decided he was gonna stop Yugi tubing as like a full-time thing. If you guys want to check out his video, I'll put a little card for it up in the corner. But I figured in honor of the king himself, we would go over my Cyber Dragon deck profile, which is heavily inspired by his, but has quite a few different little modifications. So we're going to go over my Cyber Dragon deck profile today. First things first, cannot have a Cyber Dragon deck without Cyber Dragon, obviously. Cyber Dragon is a light level 5 machine effect monster with 2100 attack and 1600 defense. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. I mean, what else is there to say? This card is a classic. This card was a meta-defining card in its day, and in all honesty, I believe it still is. I believe it still has so many uses. It's a light machine. It's really good with the rest of this deck, and it's just such a strong card, and it has such great support. So, Cyber Dragon. Next up, we're gonna play 3 Cyber Dragon Core. Cyber Dragon Core is a light level 2 machine effect monster with 400 attack and 1500 defense. When it's normal summoned, you can add 1 cyber spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. So cybernetic fusion support, I think is what it's called. But for this deck, your main target is going to be cyber repair plant. So, but it also counts as a Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. If your opponent is the only one who controls a monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon a Cyber Dragon from your deck, which is cool. That's really good. Again, this card counts as Cyber Dragon. It searches out repair plant, and you can banish it if your opponent controls a monster to summon out Cyber Dragon. So that's really cool. Next up, we have the key to the Xyz part of this deck, Cyber Dragon Dry. Cyber Dragon Dry is a light level 4 machine effect monster with 1800 attack points and 800 defense. When this card is normal summoned, you can make all Cyber Dragons you control. You currently control become level 5. You cannot special summon any monsters during the turn you activate this effect. So you can't make level 5s out of it. You can't do like my opponent controls Cyber Dragon, and then Dry. Sadly, you got to find some other ways around doing it, but there are other ways around doing that, so it's cool. But they have to be light machines, so it does work. My bad. I don't know why I thought that, but that does work. So you can do Cyber Dragon, then Dry, and then immediately Xyz into your things. And we'll go over the Xyz half of this deck, obviously in the extra deck. So, if this card is banished, you can target 1 Cyber Dragon you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects this turn. And its name is always treated as Cyber Dragon while in the graveyard or on the field. Pretty cool card. Now here we go for the odd part of this deck. This is a deck I've honestly actually been working on for quite a long time. We're playing 3 Assault Cores. We are going to play the ABCs in this deck because they are light machines. They do work with Cyber Dragon support. A Assault Core is a light level 4 machine union effect monster with 1900 attack and 200 defense. Once per turn, you can either target 1 light machine type monster you control, equip this card to that target, or unequip this target and special summon it. A monster equipped with this card is unaffected by your opponent's monster effects, except its own. Also, if the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 other union monster from your graveyard to your hand. So these are really good. You can equip these to pretty much anything, literally anything in the deck except for 2 cards that aren't light machines. But these can be equipped to pretty much all of your big boss monsters, which is important because you can make them pretty invincible, in all honesty. Assault Core. Obviously, next up is B-Buster Drake. B-Buster Drake is a light level 4 machine union effect with 1500 attack and 1800 defense. Once per turn, you can either target 1 light machine type union, 1 light machine monster you control, equip this card to that target, or equip this card and special summon it. Unequip this card and special summon it. A monster equipped with this card is unaffected by your opponent's spell cards. Also, if the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effects, destroy this card instead. And then when he is sent to the graveyard, you can search out a light machine monster from your deck, which is very important. So that's pretty cool. B-Buster Drake. Last of the 3 unions, Sea Crush Wyvern. Sea Crush Wyvern is a light level 4 machine union effect. Has the same basic first union effect, but its special effect is if it's sent to the graveyard, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon a union from your hand. So there's a cool combo you can do with this. You can do like B-Buster and you can do B-Buster, equip him with Sea Crush or something like that, and then you can do some crazy good combos with that that I always love getting into, which is cool. So next up, we are playing a Kaiju engine. We are going to be playing 2 Jizukiru, the Star Destroying Kaijus. Jizukiru is a light level 10 machine effect monster. You can special with 3,300 attack and 2,600 defense. You can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's side of the field in attack position by attributing 1 monster they control. If your opponent controls a Kaiju monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. In attack position, you can only control 1 Kaiju monster per turn. During either player's turn, when a card effect is activated, blah 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 blah. We don't deal with Kaiju counters in this deck, obviously. These guys are just here for monster removal, but they are here for another good reason we'll get to in a second. This is the one. Now this is the Kaiju you're going to use on your opponent. Is Kamungus, the Sticky String Kaiju, which is a it's a level 7 Earth with 24/25, and it's an insect, so it's kind of hard to use. It doesn't. This card really does not have a lot of synergy. I would have thrown in a Gamma Seal, but I actually can't afford a Gamma Seal because Gamma Seal is like $15, and I am, again, for the 5th time ever, I am a budget player. So we have a Kamungus here, and we have our only hand trap, which is Honest. Honest is a light level 4 fairy effect monster with 1119. During your main phase, you can turn this face-up card from your field to the hand. During the damage step, when a light monster you control battles, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. That monster gains attack equal to the attack of the opponent monster it is battling. So at the end of the turn. This is quite crazy. Obviously, there's a reason why this card is used in Cyber Dragons and ABCs and stuff like that. You could do your ABC Dragon attacks, and then it's too weak. You play Honest, and it gets its attack either doubled or God knows what. On to the spell cards. We have 3 Cyber Repair Plants. Cyber Repair Plant is a normal spell. If Cyber Dragon is in your graveyard, you can activate one of these effects. If you have 3 or more Cyber Dragons in your graveyard, at activation, you can activate both effects and resolve in sequence. You can only activate 1 Cyber Repair Plant per turn. Add 1 light machine monster from your deck to your hand. Target 1 light machine monster in your graveyard. Shuffle that target into your deck. So I'd like to point out that Jizukiru is a light machine. Just saying. He's usually your target for this kind of thing, but you could also target like your ABCs, another Cyber Dragon card. You can pretty much target anything in the deck again except for Kamungus and Honest, who are the only non-light machine monsters in the deck. Or you could add 1 light machine from your graveyard and then shuffle it back in your deck, which again could be your Kamungus, or which again could be one of your ABC cards, a Cyber Dragon card, or whatever. Next up, we are playing the Power Bond. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. We are playing the Power Bond. We are playing the Power Bond in this deck. We're playing 3 Power Bonds because I love Power Bond a lot. Fusion summon 1 machine type fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your field or your side of the field as fusion materials, and it gains attack equal to its original attack. During the end phase of the turn this card is activated, you take damage equal to the amount of attack gained from this effect at the time of summon. So you could summon. So you could do 2 of your Cyber Dragon monsters to get out your Rampage. Rampage's attack gets doubled to 42. You take 21 during the end phase, but Rampage still gets to play all of its effects, which is great. So Power Bond is really it's an OTK deck for sure. Power Bond really lets you get into that OTK, OTK-ness, and I just can't bring myself to play a Cyber Dragon deck without Power Bond. So, yay. Next up, because we're playing Chimera Techs, we are playing 2 copies of Overload Fusion. Fusion summon 1 dark machine fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fused materials listed on from your graveyard. So you could do Power Bond, and then once those materials are sent to the graveyard, you could use this thing to summon another one if you have a Link monster on the field, which this deck obviously has some of, so don't worry about that. But Overload Fusion, pretty cool. Into our Union support, we have 3 Union Hangers. Field spell, when this card is activated, you can add 1 light machine type Union monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, if a light machine type Union monster is normal or special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters, equip 1 appropriate light machine type Union monster with a different name from your deck to that monster. But the Union monster who you equipped cannot be special summoned this turn. You can only activate 1 Union Hanger per turn. So this is pretty great. I'm actually going to show you guys a really cool combo I learned with this thing. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Obviously, we're playing 2 Terraforming to search out Union Hanger. We're playing a limiter removal because, again, it's an OTK deck. So limiter removal is good. It doubles the attack of all light machine type monsters you control when this card is activated, and then you have to destroy them all during the end phase, which is neat. This card I just recently threw into this deck because I discovered how good it was, which is Machine Duplication. So target 1 face-up machine type monster you control with 500 less attack. Special summon up to 2 monsters from your extra deck with the same name as that face-up monster. Cyber Dragon Core's name becomes Cyber Dragon, so you could play Core, play this. Core has 400 points, so you can use Core to summon 2 Cyber Dragons from your deck, which is amazing. And you can power bomb them or whatever. Whatever you want to do. Pretty cool card. Very, very powerful card. Interrupted Kaiju Slumber destroys as many monsters on the field as possible. Special summon 2 Kaijus with different names. 1 to your side, 1 to your opponent's side. And then you could banish this card to add a Kaiju monster from your deck to your hand, which is pretty cool. And then they have to battle, obviously, if it's possible. So, yeah, I do like Kaijus. I've finally gotten into Kaijus, which is great. Ties of the Brethren. Pay 2,000 life points and target one level 4 or lower monster you control. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters. Also, special summon 2 monsters from your deck with the same type, attribute, and level as that monster, but with different names from each other and that monster. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this card. So, you play Ties of the Brethren, usually on one of your ABC monsters, so you get to summon the other 2 out. And then if you can stall for a turn, and then you could play it. Say you have like your Cyber Dragon Nova, or you already have an ABC on the field. You could play this with another one, get all 3 out, and you can just make the thing immune with all 3 of them, which is great. Only costs 2,000 points. Finally, Monster Reborn. It's just, I had to. So, we're gonna get into the extra deck now. First card is Cyber Twin Dragon. Cyber Twin's just for your risky plays. 2 Cyber Dragons. A fusion summon of this card can only be done with the above fusion materials. This card can make a second attack during the battle phase. It's got 2,800 points, 2,100 defense, and it's a level 8 light machine, which is crazy. So this thing is another part of your OTK build. Power bond into this thing, it gains, it goes up to 56, and it also gets to attack twice, so it's pretty powerful. I could not bring myself to build a Cyber Dragon deck without Cyber End Dragon. Cyber End Dragon is a level 10 light machine fusion effect monster. The fusion summon of this card can only be conducted with the above materials. During a battle between this card and a defense position monster whose defense is lower than the attack of this card, inflict the differences battled. So it's just piercing. It's just piercing. It's got 4,000 points, 2,800 defense, which is great. Next up, we're playing 2 Chimera Tech Rampage Dragons. Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon is a dark level 5 machine fusion effect that requires 2 or more Cyber Dragon monsters. A fusion summon of this card can only be done with the above fusion materials. When this card is fusion summoned, you can target spell trap cards on the field up to the number of fusion materials listed for this card's summon. Destroy them. Once per turn, you can send up to 2 light machine type monsters from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, for each monster sent, this card gains 1 additional attack for each battle phase this turn. So you summon this guy, right? Up to 2 light machines, send A and B, or send C and B, or whatever. And now you have 2 ABCs in the graveyard. There you go. Bam, and it gets extra attacks. Again, if you power bond into this thing, it gets 4,200 points, and it gets to attack as many extra times as you sent monsters. So if it power bonds, if it sends an ABC, there you go. It already has enough points to beat your opponent 1.5 times, which is crazy. So it's very, very good. Next up, we're playing Fortress Dragon. Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon is a dark level 8 machine fusion effect monster, which requires 1 Cyber Dragon and one or more machine monsters. Cannot be used as fusion materials. Must first be special summoned from your extra deck. By sending the above cards from either side of the field, you do not use polymerization. The original attack of this card becomes 1,000 times the number of fusion materials used for its fusion summon. So, for example, your opponent is playing like zombies or something random, right? Let's say they're playing Vendrids. You use your Jizakiryu to pop one of their monsters, right? Then you have a Cyber Dragon on the field. You can use that Jizakiryu and your Cyber Dragon to make this guy, and now your opponent has nothing on the field. It's pretty great. And it gets 2,000 points if you do that, which is crazy. Chimera Tech Ober Dragon is a level 10 Dark Machine Fusion Effect monster. I think I said the last guy was he's a level 8. Sorry, this guy's level 10. One Cyber Dragon plus one or more machine monsters must be fusion summoned with the above fusion. If this card is fusion summoned, send all other cards you control to the graveyard. The original attack and defense of this card each become equal to the number of fusion materials used for its summon times 800. Each turn, this card can attack your opponent a number of times equal to the number of fusion materials used for its summon. So at minimum, this thing gets 2 attacks. But if you play like Overload Fusion and you banish everything in your graveyard, this thing goes up to a ridiculously high amount. So that's that. It's pretty great. Next up, we're playing one Mega Fleet Dragon. Mega Fleet's a level 10 Dark Machine Fusion Effect, which requires one Cyber Dragon monster and one or more monsters in the extra monster zone. Cannot be used as fusion material, must be special summoned from your extra deck by sending the above cards from either side of the field to the graveyard. You don't use polymerization. The original attack of this card becomes 1,200 times the number of fusion materials used for its summon. So you get a Cyber Dragon on the field, your opponent has like a link, you have a link or whatever. Pop all 3 for this guy. It's smooth sailing from there. 3,600 points. It's pretty good to get rid of your opponent's extra deck zone. He looks pretty cool too. Next up, we are playing 3 ABC Dragon Busters, obviously. ABC Dragon Buster is a light level 8 Machine Fusion Effect monster, which requires A Assault, B Buster, and C Crush Wyvern. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards you control from your field and or from your graveyard, and you can't use polymerization. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can discard this card. You can discard one card, then target one card in the field, banish it. During your opponent's turn, you can tribute this card, then target 3 of your banished light machine type unit monsters with different names, special summon them. Quick effect. And it's got 3,028, so 3,2800 defense. 3,000 attack, 2,800 defense. My bad, guys. Plus, he just looks baller as fuck, so that's cool. Next up, we're playing 2 Cyber Dragon Novas. Cyber Dragon Nova is a rank 5 light machine Xyz effect that requires 2 level 5 machine monsters. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. Special summon that target. Once per turn, quick effect, you can banish one Cyber Dragon from your hand and or face up from your monster zone. This card gains 2,100 attack until the end of this turn. If this card in your possession is sent from your graveyard to your opponent's card Sorry, let me rephrase that one. If this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon one machine fusion monster from your extra deck, which is insane. You can literally bypass the necessary needs for End Dragon and Twin Dragon, which is why they're both in here. In all honesty, is because this guy can summon both of them without necessity for materials, which is great. So yeah, that's that. And he's also here for Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is part of your win condition. Cyber Dragon Infinity is a rank 6 light machine Xyz effect that requires 3 level 6 machine type monsters. Once per turn, you can also Xyz summon this card using Cyber Dragon Nova as material, and then you have to transfer its materials over to this guy. So it gets 3 if you use it right, which is sick. This card gains 200 attack for each of its materials. Once per turn, you can target one face-up attack position monster on the field, attach it to this card as a face-up material. Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This guy is insane. He has the same stats as Nova, 2116, but he's just so much better in every way. And he's just crazy. He steals monsters for materials, and then you can use those materials to negate stuff. It's pretty good. Next up, we're playing one Proxy Dragon. Proxy Dragon is a light Cyberse Link effect with link arrows pointing left and right. It requires 2 monsters, has 1,400 attack, and is a link 2. If a card you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy one of your monsters this card points to instead. Pretty simple. Pretty generic. And finally, we have Decode Talker. Decode Talker is a dark Link 3, Cyber's Link Effect. That requires 2 plus effect monsters. This card gains 500 attack for each monster it points to. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card you control, quick effect, you contribute 1 monster this card points to, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. 23, Link 3. So that was my Cyber Dragon deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you guys have anything you would change in this deck in the comment section below. Make sure when Yugi Jesus returns, as he says he might, if he ever does return, make sure that you guys show him some love. Hashtag second coming. That's what I want you guys to do. Let's go. Hashtag second coming. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to click the link above for the playlist. Make sure to hit the subscribe button in the center of the screen. Make sure you tell us in the comment section if you want to see more deck profiles like this. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.